afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, June 4th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. Nothing is lacking in you. You cannot be improved upon. People who try to improve you are destroying you, and they are the real mischief makers. There are so many improvers in this world. That's why the world is in such chaos. There are too many people trying to improve you. Don't allow anybody to improve you. You are already the last word. You are not only the Alpha, you are the Omega also. You are whole, complete, and perfect. Even if you feel imperfect, that imperfection is perfect. Do not worry about it. It will look strange to others if you say that your imperfection is also perfect and nothing is lacking in you. Yet the fact is that you appear imperfect, not because you are imperfect, but because you are a growing perfection. We think perfection cannot evolve because what we mean by perfection is that which has come to its last growth. This definition of perfection is dead. God is perfect because God lacks nothing. God goes on growing from one perfection to another. The growth continues. God is evolution, not moving from imperfection to perfection, but from perfection to more perfection, to still more perfection also. When you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. Anthony Robbins. Now, we can look at this life, two different perspectives, two different views, one from abundance and one from lack. Abundance vision. What kind of, if you're wearing glasses, these types of glasses are a little different. When you're wearing, as you go through life, there are the poverty-conscious glasses that only reflect back to those thoughts of lack, deprivation, and financial challenge. Or are you wearing your abundance vision spectacles and experiencing an attitude of gratitude that truly recognizes the divine wealth throughout your day? So we invite you to take this moment of your life right now and get really curious about how you are usually seeing the world around you. Now, many people wear scarcity glasses. And they are unknowingly focusing on what isn't working and worrying about what is missing or lacking in their lives. As you see only what's missing. Your body, mind, and emotions are permeated with the neurochemicals that create the experience of more fear, doubt, worry, and scarcity. This creates a lower vibration in your body, where you can only manifest experiences that reflect back that frequency of difficulty, poverty, and lack. So the good news is that you can choose, it's always a choice, to take off your poverty glasses and exchange them for a new abundance vision. These super clear abundance glasses have powerful consciousness lenses that allow you to perceive what is working, what you are thankful for, where you are successful in life, and to truly feel the awesome divine energy that surrounds you and permeates your very being. You no longer have to settle for a hard-working, tough, unloving life where you are just getting by. It is truly miraculous what manifests when you start seeing your world as a place that is full of joy and abundance. As far as your financial situation, it really doesn't matter what has happened to you 10 years ago or what you were still struggling with yesterday. It doesn't matter if you have loads of money or are dirt poor or are happy with just getting by. You can still step into abundance consciousness now and begin to feel that your life is rich and full of amazing opportunities. This feeling will attract all the money and goodies you desire. It is okay to receive rich things. Many of us feel that we don't deserve those rich things. Many of us don't believe that we deserve the best of everything. Oh, that's being greedy. I don't really deserve that. Even if you've never worked a hard day in your life, you do deserve to take an abundant vacation. What matters most is that you do not postpone another moment of your life and put on your abundance vision glasses today and don't take them off. Make this positive transformation right now by choosing to say no to poverty. Thinking and focus on where the abundance is in your life right now. It may surprise you to find that it is already here, flowing in several areas of your life. So remember that abundance comes in many forms. You can experience an abundance of love, support, creativity, laughter, friends, imagination, space, peacefulness, playfulness, energy, health, positive thinking, money, and the list goes on and on and on for infinity. The surprising truth is that you naturally are the spiritual source of abundance itself. Each of us are the spiritual source of abundance. We're the source. There are no limits on who you are or who you can be. Your very essence is abundance in all ways. You, as an infinite, timeless being, inherently embody an abundance of love, peace, strength, compassion, etc. Since you are abundance itself, all it takes to experience more abundance is to recognize and give thanks for all of the abundance that is already you. The more you become aware of your truly abundant inner nature, the more outer abundance will show up in your life. Once you realize and see how abundant you already are, you will be amazed at how quickly you will start to manifest even more abundance to you in the form of financial freedom, amazing relationships, incredible health, or tons of enthusiastic energy. So set aside every day, 20 minutes every day, this week coming, to practice the abundance vision. Exercise. Get out a piece of paper. Write down all the different types of abundance that are in your life right now. Now understand that we all have abundance in our lives. It's just that we don't identify it. Then focus on the remaining time on how each one feels in your body when you think about it. Notice how good it feels to have each of these forms of abundance in your world. Allow yourself to feel expansive, rich, and free in your body with each form of abundance you find. The last 2 minutes of this exercise are spent in deep gratitude, thanking the universe for providing all of this abundance. So enjoy it. So we basically don't know any of this. We think that abundance and prosperity and all that stuff is outside. You've got to go find it. And if you don't find it, you don't have it. So we spend a lot of our time trying to find it. how many of us find it? See, we've been so trained to look outside of ourselves that practically all of us do that. It's not negative. It's what we've been trained to do. Now it's time to go within and think about, you could sit anywhere, anytime, be anywhere, anytime, and just start thinking through the heart mind. How much abundance am I? What in my life is abundance? It says you're the abundance. You're the universe. And the universe is you. Now your mind is too tiny to be able to comprehend that. So if you rely on your mind to comprehend that, it's not going to. That's why it sounds so just out there. That, you're the universe. And the universe is you. So the abundance that you are, that we each, all of us are, flows constantly. But see, when we have our vibrational frequencies get whacked out, as it happens to all of us, we lower the vibrational frequency. So we literally bend, distort the stream of abundance. So it doesn't quite vibrate with us. So we block it. We're the abundance that we block. And we're the universe. The universe is us. There will come a time in this civilization where people will discover that they are the abundance without any question or doubt or fear. And they'll be able to literally move energy into form, create it in reality, and experience it anytime they choose. And they'll know what it is. It won't be a secret. They'll be able to just manifest it. Now, don't think that the mind can comprehend that either, because it can't. And this is a choice. We always make a choice. Well, we make choices all day long. Not that we're aware of all of them, but we make choices all day long. Do I choose to be abundant, happy, joyous? Or do I choose to be down, frustrated, in fear, worry? It's a choice. Isn't it amazing? It's a choice, but when you're in that down, it feels like, how do you pull yourself out of it? You turn the energy, do an about face on the energy. You immediately do an about face. So the energy shines on positivity, good things, gratitude, gratefulness, and so on and so forth. And then you're not in that goop, is the best way to describe it. We all get into the goop. And then we wonder why we don't have the abundance that we desire. Abundance of health, well-being, happiness, joy, bliss, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, and abundance. We wonder why, how come I don't have that? It's because it's a choice. So you can choose to recognize and identify that you are the abundance or not. Now, if you're in your ego mind, you will choose not to. If you're in the heart mind, you'll choose to be. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. First thing we care to do is relax these bodies that we are in, because we're not the body. We're not the character, the personality. We're not the appearance. We are not our status in life. We are the God within the body. So we focus on our breath. Easy in, slowly through the nose. Easy out, slowly through the mouth. And when you do this, you still the mind, ego, and subconscious mind. How do you still it? You leave it alone. You don't interact with it. You just leave it alone. Not an issue. Not an issue at all. Now, most of us that ego mind does everything it can to keep us out of the now, because that's what we do when we focus on our breath and we move into the now. And we leave them alone so we can watch them. And it's the only way we'll ever master them. Watch them. We watch them. We watch how they are, what they do. That way we can identify things. So if we have an ego thought come in, right, we'll be able to identify it. So that's ego thought. That's ego. I'm not interested in interacting with ego, so I'll leave it alone. And it disappears. Or when you feel like you have to prove something to somebody else, that's ego. So you'll be able to identify it. Say, that's ego. I'm not interested in that. And then oftentimes you find yourself saying, ego mind, you are not in control here. You're not in charge here. So we don't judge them. They're not enemies. We can turn them into tools for ourselves in this journey, this endless journey. But see, eventually, like Lao Tzu, Maitreya, Buddha, and many others, they found that. They found the now. And they knew that was the only thing they had, the now. They discovered that the ego mind was the future and the past. They discovered that the ego mind controls all of us. And they figured out a way on how to master them so you could direct them the way you wanted them to be directed. And by going into the now, they don't exist. So when you have 60,000 thoughts a day, we all put out, without fail. Doesn't mean we know all the thoughts that we put out. They all go to the universe. That's why we have some things take place in the life that we say, where did that come from? Was one of your thoughts, and it was manifested. Not only that, we have an abundance, tens of millions and billions of thoughts that fly by like clouds in the sky. The interesting thing about those is you might as well just call them programs, because that's what they are. They're not your thoughts. So you can see all the distractions trying to pull us out of the now. And we do. You can be in the now, the very moment, and you find yourself somewhere else. Not a negative or bad thing. We just do it. But when you practice gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness with yourself, and the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest purest, eternal gratitude, then you'll say, I floated away, I'm in this thought, I'm going to focus on my breath and be in the now. And you will, 3,000% of the time, you'll be in the now every time. What's the big deal about being in the now? Well, because in the past and the future, we suffer, we stress, we fear, we worry, we hate, we have revenge. All of those things, ego motivated. So does it make any sense for us to be in yesterday or tomorrow, or to be in the now? Every time I ask people, I ask them, can you guarantee without one doubt at all that you will wake up tomorrow morning? I don't care how old you are. You're young, mid-age or old age. And I can tell by the eyes when I can see them. No, they can't. None of us can. So why live? Why exist in something that causes pain and suffering, and you don't know if you're actually going to be in it, when you can literally enjoy moment to moment? Every single moment is absolutely priceless. And see, we get so distracted by the ego mind that we think that life, many people think life is just boring. Ho-hum-drum life. Because if they aren't entertained in the material physical world, then life is boring. So you ever said to yourself that you're bored? Well, try looking at the animals and the trees and everything and finding out what they're teaching you. It's amazing. We only do a smidgen of this life, believe it or not. And it's a proven fact that the older these bodies get, the more risk we should take. And unfortunately, in fact, the older these bodies get, the more risk you take, the younger you stay. I kid you not. But what do you think happens? Because the ego mind direction, the older the body gets, the less and less and less risk you take. It's no different than sitting, right? And having no activity, no exercise program, nothing. And you just sit. And you're not active. And you sit. And you have no motivation to be active. The body deteriorates several times faster when you're not active. You can talk to a lot of people who are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and a lot of them will say, keep moving, stay active, keep moving. You could be 90 years old and build muscle. It's never too late. I see a lot of people will say, oh, I'm just too old for that. And you know what? They manifest it, and they are too old for that. So we stay in the now. We focus on the now. We focus on our breath. And the now literally is all we do have, and that's enough. Now, if you find yourself, you can, through the heart mind, you're standing in front of three paths. And the one, you're in the center path, which is the now. And the one on the left is the past, one on the right is the future. And you notice how the trees have formed canopies over each path. And golden shimmering leaves and bark and branches. And each pathway is this brilliant emerald green flaming grass. It looks like grass. Now, the one thing that you notice is you look at each path on your left and right, and you look at the past on the left, and it's just really worn. You can tell that a lot of people have walked that path. And then you look at the one on the right, the future, and you can tell a lot of people have walked that path. Your path looks almost brand new, the now. And it's all because of the ego mind masters you. Because it doesn't exist in the now. So we all go in the past, we reminisce, we're nostalgic. People, some families have keepsakes that are passed down through the ages that, great had, and so on and so forth. We can be walking somewhere, listening to music, driving, or just sitting. And these thoughts come in of reminiscing of, boy, that was a fun time. I really enjoyed that time. You know, we also use reference because we each have a great hall. And the great hall is a subconscious mind which records everything from the time you enter that baby body to the time you leave it. It records everything and plays it back. So we'll go into the past path. And we go into the doorway to the great hall, open the doorway, turn on the light. And when you go into the great hall, because we all have one, when you walk into the room, you look at, we always automatically look at ceilings and walls. But this one is so vast that you can't see the ceilings or walls. So you pick up a couple of movies off the shelves and some pictures and some books, and you'll go sit in the easy chair. And just floating there will be a screen. So you'll watch some of the movies, read some of the books, and look at some of the pictures. And you'll look at things and say, you know, that time I was trying something and it didn't work. But this time I'm going to try something different and see if it works. So we use it reference and reminiscing. But then we're done, and we put everything away. We turn the light off, shut the door, and move forward in life. Sometimes we revisit it. Some of us will stay there so darn long, and it's unconscious, it's not conscious, that we end up taking the past, bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Now, we all go into the future because we get antsy. The ego mind keeps poking us and pushing us. You got to find this out. Come on, find it out. You got to know, you got to know, you got to know. So we go into the future, take the future path. And we look for things. We want answers. You ever gotten in that position where you want answers? You're frustrated and you want answers to things in your life. And you want to know why this is happening and that's happening. And you don't have answers for yourself. You can guess, sit and guess, contemplate. But normally we seek out external authority in the form of psychics and intuitives and card readers, astrologers, and so on and so forth, and numerologists. And we want to know what's going to happen. You ever done that? You ever been compelled to want to know where you're going to be 3 weeks from now, a month from now, next week or the week after, year from now? And sometimes it's so compelling and it pulls us so heavily and so swiftly that we seek this out, and so we're told certain things. And there's usually about 3 responses to the information you get. In 3 weeks you're going to be experiencing this, and this, and this. And it is really going to be something. It's really going to be good. You go, wow, that's really good. Can you go? And then we want more. See, we want more detail. And we want to be really specific and right on target so that we can absolutely, without a question or shadow of a doubt, be guaranteed that it'll happen for us. Now, some people just kind of go, okay. And others will fixate on it, and then it'll never happen. And then others will look at it, bring it in, manifest it, and believe it, and have trust in it. And it'll happen. I've seen this over and over again. And the people get really surprised when I was doing readings and I told them, and they took it from that perspective, and it happened for them. They didn't have any attachments or any expectations or attachments to the outcome. They just believed it. And whenever it happened, it happened. And it would happen. But, you know, with the ego mind, we get so impatient and we get in a hurry and we just frustrated and flustered, and we're tired of not knowing, and we want to know, and we want to know this, and we want to know that. So, and then what happens? Usually, you know, a lot of the times it doesn't happen, and then we're frustrated again, and we suffer some more. So, being in the now is paramount. It's absolutely paramount. It's the gateway to the gods that we are. It's a gateway to our abundance within, prosperity within, happiness, well-being within, joy, bliss, all of it within. Now, we have parts of ourselves, gods, right, that we are. And there's parts that are asleep. It doesn't mean we don't love them just as deeply and eternally as we do the parts that are awake. Parts that are awake, the parts of the gods that are awake, they're consciously aware, which means that they know that they are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. That's the energy we're made from, the gods that we are, the pure consciousness. So, are these other parts going to wake up? Sure. They wouldn't exist if they weren't going to wake up. How do you know when? You don't. You project high amounts of pure, deep, eternal love energy and flood and saturate and permeate them. Now, on this planet, with these meditations that we're doing, that's what's happening. And it's not once in a while. It's every single day. So it's not like, you know, we're doing a one hit. It's infinity and beyond. We will not stop. Eventually, this entire planet will automatically go into meditation every day. It will be an automatic. It won't be, oh, I got to do this. Oh, I don't want to do that. You say everybody will look forward to the meditation because we'll all connect on the planet and we'll all meditate. And we'll know that we're all meditating. How spectacular is that going to be? So we don't have any separation. Okay? If you look through the heart mind of the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, Amoria, Medantia, Pel, Thoth, Yeshua. If you look at the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, you look up the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials. You look at all the loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, agartha, and beneath earth. What is the one commonality that we all share? It's not a hard question. The God within the physical form. We're all part. We're one. Now, of course, the body allows us to experience life in different ways. Billions of ways. Trillions of ways. But the God is one. The God in the body. You can see literally countless gods throughout the universes experiencing forms and learning endlessly. That is absolutely fascinating. And we all are doing this. And that's why it gives us the illusion of separation. This civilization will also come to the conclusion that not the bodies, but the gods were all one. And then we move together, work together, create together. Now, we focus on this planet. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world. And if you really look at all of the parts of the gods, the numbers, you can take a shot at it in the gigaplexes. One gigaplex will fill this entire universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. You begin to realize the power, the pure, unadulterated power that each of us are in these bodies when you understand that 1 square meter of space has the power to boil all the oceans on this planet. 1 square meter. That's why space is so sacred. So the liberation of this planet Earth Gaia Arya is in full swing, no matter what your eyes trick you with. It's in full swing. And we're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, abundance, prosperity, benevolence. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, expand, and grow to infinity and beyond. We form a massive white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Now, this white fire circle emanates from the gods within these bodies, of who we truly are. This is pure, deep, eternal love. This vibrational frequency is the highest of the highest high. And it saturates this planet, permeates it, and floods it with this love, on it, in it, above it, and below it. Infinity and beyond. Now, how? Ask yourself this. How could lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, pure evil, survive? They can't. And that's why they don't. There's no difference when you stir up a hornet's nest. You ever done that? What happens? You agitate a hornet's nest. Fly everywhere and disarray and confusion and everything. Well, that's what's happening on this planet. Shine a light on the evil, and it can't escape the evil, no matter what it does, and it is totally revealed. So the higher vibrational frequency brings that into full view, and there's no turning back. Can't be hidden ever again. Now we begin to ascend above the planet. We come right into perfect contact with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, it's not like an ocean of glitter that you would depict on this planet. So what we do is we take things that we're familiar with, grand finale fireworks display, grand finale laser light show display and a ballroom globe that we're familiar with. Perfectly etched mirrors, shining light on it, floods the room with light. We take all of these three and combine them. They're intensified a trillion times. And in one massive crescendo, there's a burst of light, pretty near the description of the ocean of glitter. Now, we look at the reflective points in this ocean of glitter, and we see these little microscopic, it's everywhere. We see these little tiny microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. And we enter them, and we discover that all of us, everything and everything, nothing and nothing, are teaching and learning, learning and teaching. Everything teaches you things. You're learning all the time. And you, whether you know it or not, are teaching others. A dog, a cat, right? A horse, a cow, a bear, a wolf, a bird, a bug. Everything has a purpose. Everything. If you were to look at a landscape, right, and you saw different things, bushes, and some rocks and some dirt, but there's this one rock, and it's quite large, sitting there, and it influences the whole surroundings. Its energy field does, and you see and feel this through your heart mind.
At 2 o'clock.
And then you get to the point where you say, I wonder what would happen if that rock was removed. Now, you don't know how long that rock's been there. So you remove it, and you notice a significant change, obviously in landscape, and the energy field. It's affected the whole area. Whenever, some of us might remember when you were a kid, you would look at something and you were so curious that you kind of wondered what it would be like to be that. I wonder what it would be like to be a cow. You ever do that when you were a kid? Well, we still could do that through our heart minds. You could be looking at something and you want to, I wonder what it would be like to be a tree or a rock, whatever it may be. And you move into meditation, focus on the breath, and you stare at it. And for a brief moment, you'll know exactly what it's like to be that, whatever it is. We don't slow down. We don't treat ourselves with love. The ego mind has us in a full foot race to nowhere. Always pursuing. Always gripping, scratching, crawling, climbing, always in a hurry, always having to do things. And then when we don't do things, we feel guilty. We got to be doing something, or we feel guilty to be doing nothing, to just be and spend time with oneself. That's starting to change. We're immediately met with we create columns of light. The gods that we are, to remind us of things in most cases. So we're met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. Raphael carries this healing light to remind us all that we are the power of healing. Then we have Archangel Michael carrying the violet, blue, purple flaming light. He carries this light to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We then are met with the white firelight, column of light. Now this we create to protect the bodies, to remind us that we're protected at all times. And this helps us keep our vibrational frequencies high. And it is pure, deep, eternal love that emanates from the God within the body. So it's the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. So no demon possession, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter, frequencies, influences, ever. ever, ever. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, revenge, envy, hurriedness, worry, stress, fear, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies come flooding in. Then you have possibilities of demon possession, attachment, all kinds of things. Now, if you do decide to do this, we created a double column of light right away, and you're met with it. And the first part of the column of light is purple transmuting flame. We created this column of light to remind us all, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. We're then met with the second part of the column of light, which is the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony, the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a light that we created, the gods that we are, to remind us all that we are the sun, the sunlight, the rain and the rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the trees and the forests. We are the animals and the soils. We are the clouds and the skies. We're everything. Everything is us. Now, through the ego mind, as we've been trained, we look at something like a sunset, sunrise, oceanfront mountain view, starlit night sky, rainbows, and immediately say, isn't that beautiful? We get our camera phones and snap them, take pictures, videos. But then when you look at it from the heart mind, and you say, that's the God that I am. Those through the head will say, isn't that beautiful? And it is, because it's the God within each and every one of us. When we master this understanding, we will never suffer again. Ever. We will enter material physical worlds knowing that they're just entertainment. And we don't take them seriously. Too seriously. So we continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form, those of us carrying physical form, and hover effortlessly above it because of the fact that we can, and it's really fun. We come into contact with a massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower, the gods that we are, larger than the solar system and beyond. Now, we discovered that inside the column is this massive oblong sphere. And the center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. It, in turn, is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light. They seem to go to infinity and beyond. Now, we discover that this creates a super bright white misty cloud formation, sparkling, flashing, and is absorbed through the heart mind, right through the heart. And it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. But we discover that the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And all of this, we discover, is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, infinity and beyond, flooding and saturating all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, head to toe, inside and out, infinity and beyond. Now, we're drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. The only illusion is separation. And we see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. And we have nearly 1,900 meditations in perpetual motion every day, 7 days a week, without fail, for over 4 years. You realize the impact that has on this planet. It's huge. All in high vibrational frequency, all with deep eternal love intent. Elimination of all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, all corrupted, twisted, pure evil. Now you can tap in to this sphere anytime you choose through meditation, through the heart-mind. And that's why the sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever continues to intensify, grow, and expand. So you're in this meditative sphere, and you're looking at this planet. And you can see what's happening. You can see through the heart-mind that there is this black goop that's evaporating from the planet, everywhere. Every surface, every crevice, on and above and below. And it's pure evil, it's pure corrupted, vile AI, rogue AI, goop. It's the blackest of the blackest black you've ever seen. Now, in the atmosphere, we've created this field, this golden white pink light field. You can see through it. And this is pure, deep, eternal love. And so as this goop starts to evaporate off the planet, you see it sparking like flashes, because it's disintegrated. And if it does make it to the sky, which is golden white pink light, it's a massive one flash, and it's gone. It exists no more. And that's what's happening on this planet. There's no escape from it. They can no longer hold their form. The higher the frequencies, the less they're able to hold their form. All the great enlightened beings of this world became that way because they deeply understood one basic thing. Their eternal connection to a divine source is and who they really are. So you take a few minutes in the quiet time to give yourself permission to understand this for yourself. You are, every one of us are, an enlightening being waiting to realize it today. So why wait? Join in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, slowly. An easy and slowly breath out the mouth. Every day, human suffering has become normal. This is caused by one basic thing: unconscious thought patterns and habits. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night. The following morning, we will return here Sunday, June 5th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.